a little extra to this game. We want to beat them.
Cade backs to the right elbow, turns, fires, fills it up. Another Isaiah Stewart block. The route's been on for a while, but the Pistons not taking their foot off the gas. Kolek inside, rejected. Jumper up and in. Pistons keep raining.
Pouring it on.
They kicked our behind, starting with me.
It's a 38-point loss for the Knicks tonight.
The Pistons whipped the Knicks and then some tonight.
Oh, welcome to First Take on a Tuesday morning. We got a full house here. Vincent Goodwill, Stephen A. Smith, Iman Shumpert out there in L.A. Amina Smith here with you. And look, I pulled you away from 85-degree weather.
Actually, it was 87.
Oh, 87. My bad.
Actually, it was 87.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
87.
What's up, Amon? What's going on, Vinny?
on, big time?
It's good to see y'all. I love Amina, just not this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Look, he's mad at me. We got beef. We got beef. I got his back.
Mess with me when it's raining down there. You know what I'm saying? When it's raining and the weather's inclement or something like that. To pull me away from 87-degree, clear sky, sunshine weather. See, that's dedication right there. It's all right. How you doing?
See, look, I'm a good teammate. That's it. Look,
He pulled you away from the iguanas.
From the iguanas, 87-degree weather. It's okay. He's having fun. Don't even worry about it. That's really a smile.
Messing up already.
That's a smile underneath there. All right, guys, let's get right into it. The regular season continues in the NBA on Thursday, and we've got a part 3 between the Knicks and the Pistons. Detroit has had New York's number in the first 2 meetings, and the Pistons aren't just beating the Knicks when they go toe-to-toe. They're obliterating them, with the last win coming by 38 points and snapping an 8-game win streak for the Knicks. Despite having the NBA's best record, the Pistons currently have the 3rd shortest odds to win the Eastern Conference, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, so the Pistons, they got a 6.5-game lead on the Knicks in the East. Vincent, I'll start with you. Who are you taking more right now to come out of the East, the Pistons or the Knicks?
Look, the regular season record has to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a 6-game lead, when you have the best record in the NBA, when you have the best defense in the NBA since January 1, you have to believe in what they've done. At some point, the 82-game exercise has to matter.
Mm-hmm.
And consistency, for me, Stephen A., the consistency in their unit. I have the questions about, hey, do you have a second guy that can score outside of Cade Cunningham? But they've had to deal with that all season. And they've managed to work this out. And defensively, to me, defense still matters in the NBA. I know that's a bad word. I know Adam Silver has legislated defense out of the game and everything else. You could take a million steps. But I think when you look at playoff basketball, protecting the rim, protecting the point of attack, they do that better, especially better than the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have like higher ceiling, but also lower floor.
Iman, what are you thinking?
I believe. I'm believing in that higher ceiling. When we start talking about playoff basketball, I'm looking at matchups. I see the Knicks being one of the only teams that become a hurdle for the Pistons. I know that the Pistons are playing well. I'm encouraged by it. I've seen Cade Cunningham develop. I've seen him grow. But when I see the Detroit Pistons matching up with the New York Knicks at the end of games, I'm trying to figure out how do you deal with Jalen Brunson, and can you go back and forth making better decisions than he can in the 4th quarter. We've watched Jalen Brunson have to deal with way more of a load than Cade Cunningham has had to deal with. And you know, they won these regular season matchups because they were kind of pissed off about what happened last year. So it's like I expected them to come out here and deliver a blow. I expect the game to change a lot when we get to these playoffs, and I expect the deciding factor to be can Cade Cunningham take care of the ball, because we saw last year he struggled with that.
I'm going to split the baby down the middle. I'm going to roll with Iman with the Knicks. But I'm nervous as hell about them damn Detroit Pistons. I'm nervous as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you why I'm nervous.
So you're not picking a side?
I'm picking the Knicks. I'm picking the
Okay.
Knicks. I would never do that. It's first take, baby. I'm always picking a side. I'm just confessing my emotional state of mind right here, okay? I'm emotional right now, right? I'm emotional because I'm in this cold-ass weather. I'm emotional because Amita got me here. I'm emotional because I had to leave the Florida sunshine. And I'm emotional because my New York Knicks have given me cause to pause and to be concerned. The Detroit Pistons are the real deal. Make no mistake about it. I love me some Cade Cunningham. I'm a huge fan of J.B. Bickerstaff. I love the fact that he departed from Cleveland and went to Detroit and immediately turned that situation around. Major props to him. I like their roster. I'm very impressed with Durant and Stewart. Now, Stewart's a wild card because you could get him ejected from a game. You could get him ejected from a series. because that's how much of a.
I don't think he's. Let
me tell you. Listen, I don't think he does. In fairness, aside from my Knicks fandom, I don't wish that on a brother. I mean, listen, I want the brother to do well. I want him to have a prosperous NBA career. I just don't want him to be successful against the Knicks. That's all. I just don't want him to be successful against the Knicks. But having said all of that, let me tell you where I'm really, really concerned. New York Knicks win 78% of their games when they're starting 5 on the lineup together. Mm-hmm. When one starter, just one is out, and we've had games where 2 or 3 starters have been out. When just one is down, they damn near 500 team. That's the problem that I have with the New York Knicks. We look at a guy like Jalen Brunson. He doesn't have as many touches, not controlling as many possessions the way that he did under Tom Thibodeau. Mike Brown has gotten the ball out of his hands and made sure that it's being distributed a bit more evenly, which I think is a good thing, which explains why they're so efficient offensively. But when you think about what they are defensively, particularly when you consider the fact defensive efficiency 11th, contested shots per game 24th, that's not something that you worried about under Tom Thibodeau. You got to fix that, particularly with the contested shots against Detroit. You can't have Detroit being able to score on you as well. That's why they bust your ass excuse my language. That's why they did it the last 2 times they've gone up against the New York Knicks. You're going to have to fix that. Why Detroit makes me nervous, fellas. It's one thing, y'all know this. You covering the game as long as you have, as exceptionally as you've done it. Iman, you being a former NBA player, you know this. There's a difference between cats that could just ball and cats that want you. They want the Knicks. They want the Knicks badly. Tell Detroit they ain't going to the finals, and they can eat it if they lose to somebody other than the Knicks. They want the Knicks so badly, and they have played like it, and they have treated the Knicks like it. And I'm worried because I'm looking at a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. You're an all-star, leading the league in double-doubles, but you're also leading the league in offensive fouls. Okay? So you're prone to hurting the team just as much as you're helping it. I'm looking at Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. I'm a huge fan of his. Josh Hart, the Energizer Bunny. But damn, when one of y'all go down, where those cats that we see that's supposed to be utilizing, the Clarksons of the world, the Kolicks of the world, and others, where these cats at? I'm very concerned about the New York Knicks. I still got them favored because they can find a way to win, and I believe in Jalen Brunson, but Detroit is here. They are here. And the New York Knicks better treat them like that and stop getting your ass kicked. I mean, you're going to lose. Let it come down to the wire. You understand what I'm saying? Don't go up in there getting your ass kicked like that. That's what they got to stop letting happen.
Well, there's going to be some sting taken out of that matchup on Thursday because Stewart is suspended, Jalen Duren is suspended. So I would expect the Knicks to win that game on Thursday, in part because you lost by 31 and 37. They're going to have revenge on their minds, or at least they should, if they're any type of competitive team, which I think they are. The problem with Detroit for me is this, just from a historical standpoint. Unless you add LeBron James in his prime or Kevin Garnett in 2007, there aren't teams that go from losing in the first round to going to the NBA Finals. You have to have some pain. You have to legitimately go through some stuff before you advance. Detroit is a year ahead of schedule. I think if you told Trajan Langdon or J.B. Bickerstaff before the start of this season that this is where they would be pleasantly surprised. The Knicks are the one team in the Eastern Conference that has to get to the NBA Finals this year. James Dolan has made that known. Jalen Brunson, Karl Towns, he didn't get his extension this offseason, right? Or before the start of the season. So that's something that's still playing there. They did go and get Jose Alvarado and Jeremy Sohan. Very limited resources. So they've done things, Stephen A., to augment what they've had. The question is, will they play enough defense when it counts? Will Karl Towns be the Karl Towns that we saw last year and not this season? Like, the Knicks have far more questions. I think they have the roster that does that, right? They have the roster to do it, Steve.
Yeah, but they do. But here's the thing. Go ahead, Iman. Go ahead.
I feel like right now the pressure that's on the Knicks comes from us saying it's a win-now situation because the Celtics, we felt like, would be a little bit under where they are. But Jaylen Brown has made no mistake to say they're still here and they're still in this race. And I still think they're very capable over there in Boston. But when you start talking about the pressure that we're putting on the Knicks, the pressure is coming from that right there. The hurdle that they have to face with Detroit is just saying that at the end of the game, we have to outplay you. And if we don't have it going, can we stop you defensively? I get they added Grand Theft over there, but it's like the Knicks have to be able to hang their hat on something defensively just in case Karl Anthony Towns doesn't get it going, because sometimes we know offense can overpower if your defense is not doing something, but that's what Stephen A. was just saying. They all have to be clicking at that moment. So I know that under Tom Thibodeau, we knew they had more of a defensive presence and they were going to play a certain way, more consistently. But under their new head coach, and I don't know where they have to fill in the holes and fill in the blanks to say, hey, at the end of the game when we have to trade baskets, we're confident.
Let me tell you let me tell you what we really, really need to keep our eyes on. First of all, Karl Anthony Towns. Big feet, questionable knees and feet. Posting up is not something I want to see him doing. That's not his game. He is a legit 6'10". I get that part. But that's not something I want to see him do, because against Duran, against Stewart, what you going to do? You going to sit up there, you can be behind him, and you know the trick because you used to use it, Iman. When some cat tried to post you up, one of the things you did, you attacked their legs. If their legs were vulnerable, all of a sudden the knee to the back of their knees, it's all these little tricks of the trade. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we all know what happens. You ain't worried about no damn Karl Anthony Towns in the post. What you worry about with him is that brother can fly away from long range. He's at about 35% clip this season. Needs to improve upon that. Needs to make those long range shots and be that threat to pull the bigs away from the basket. He's got to be able to do that. That's number one. Number two, collectively speaking about the New York Knicks, you were in the conference semifinals in the Game 7 2 years ago. Cats got injured. You went down. You lost to Indiana. Okay? Last year, you went to the conference finals. You got taken out 6 games. You guess what? What's the next step? Next step, finals. And by the way, let me tell you why it's important. And this is why we're looking at the New York Knicks. This is you on the clock. This is your chance. Because 2 reasons. It's the lone thing you can blame Jalen Brunson for. There is no way Leon Rose gives up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges if it were not for Jalen Brunson. Okay? There's no way that happens. You gave it up because your star wanted his boy. Now, credit to Jalen Brunson, because he could have waited a year to sign his contract extension. You know this, but he didn't. He would have got him over $100 million more. He didn't do that. So basically, they said, listen, he's saving us $100 million. We got to go out and get this player. My point to Jalen Brunson is going to be this. You my man. This is my brother right here, okay? You said love Vinny, right? But I'm going like this. If we got to trade the entire damn a slew of draft capital we got, Vinny, we going to have a conversation. I want you to get with me, but we ain't giving up that amount of stuff. You know what I'm saying, Iman? I ain't trying to do that. Not 5 picks.
We getting Giannis for 5 picks.
There we go. You can't do that for Mikal Bridges. And I think on one hand, because Jalen Brunson has proven to be so great, there's an elevated level of appreciation for him. The greatest New Yorker of the modern era, one of the greatest New York Knicks in history. The man is phenomenal, okay? So his play on the court justifies it. But in the same breath, you have to have the foresight to say, I love my boy, but he ain't worth 5 first-round picks. He worth $150 million. All right, that he's getting right now in today's NBA market. But not 5 first-round picks. Think about it. If they're getting up 3, you got Giannis this summer. This summer. I'm talking about last summer. He'd have been here with him. You would have had those picks to give Milwaukee.
You got to manage assets.
You got to manage assets. They didn't do that. So now you got a cat that ain't worth all of that. And when you look at the New York Knicks, it's like Detroit's not going away. Cleveland's not. LeBron might go back to Cleveland next year. Who knows? You understand? And even if he don't, you looking at Harden with Donovan, with Mobley, with Allen. It's like, Cleveland's not going anywhere. Tatum coming back. I know the New York Knicks had him last year, but damn it, that was last year. This is Tatum and Brown. They ain't going away. So if you're the Knicks, this is your moment. You got to seize it. Because if you don't, chances are there's no time in the future we can foresee you doing it.
Yeah. Look, you mentioned it right there. For all the talk about the Pistons and them being first in the East right now, I mean, the Cavs, they're the favorites to come out of the East. They just acquired James